Hello and welcome. Today I have with me Sebastian Affi Affolter. How are you?
I'm doing good, thank you. I'm currently doing my military service here in Switzerland. That is mandatory, of course. So yeah, not really the best timing with the Trackmania Grand League, but it's only 2 weeks. I can come back every evening to my home, and I'm available in the weekend to play. So it's gonna be fine.
Okay, so actually, because that was one of the topics I wanted to touch on, people were asking if you will be able to play during the weekend. So you're saying you will be, right?
Yeah, I will. I'm basically away every day from 8 to 6 in the evening. But on the weekend I'm free, so I'll be free to play on Sunday afternoon or Sunday evening. Yeah.
That's great to hear. And how is the experience of military service? Is it any fun or is it not fun at all?
Well, you learn some useful things. You have some boring moments, of course, but as I said, it's mandatory, so you have to do it everyone has to do it, or every man has to do it here. So yeah, I need to do it here. I should have gone to my military service back in August last year, but I had to
Mhm.
postpone it due to the Meloy tournament. So yeah, now I'm doing it now, and it's not too much of a struggle.
Yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, you couldn't like postpone it to like the other half of the year that nothing was happening. Unfortunate, I guess. But hey, we are talking after a weekend of your amazing performance. Definitely the best player of week one, setting online world records in rounds, overall having the highest average round placements, and really like pushing the boundaries with your driving. Like, or actually, like, was it pushing boundaries or for you, or can we expect that kind of standard for you from now on?
Um, I Nah, I didn't really push my boundaries too much. I think still surprised myself a bit with my consistency.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think I could be that fast consistently on the maps, but I was not surprised by the times I was doing. I even was a bit disappointed with my pace in the match against ITB, especially in the first maps, which were times that were not even bad when we took a look at the other matches. But like for my standards, like for example, agility dash, I was doing times I was like, I'm slow. I need to go faster than this. So I think I set really high standards for myself for
Mm-hmm.
like this season, and yeah, it really paid off for the first weekend for sure.
I mean, I feel like you evolved kind of like a little over the break. Consistency was your thing before, but now you have added the pace to it. And how much do you think you have improved since the last season?
Well, I guess the main factor is that I'm full time now into
Mm-hmm.
Trackmania, so I'm basically spending my days with a bit of streaming, a bit of coaching that I do as well, and of course some training. Obviously, I put my training in front of everything. So, like let's say for the previous week, or like the actual week of like the super weekend, I haven't done any streams. Yeah, streaming is not like my priority. Even though I say I'm gonna stream every day for like 2 3 hours, it like we can always have 1 week I'm not streaming at all because I want to prioritize my training, and I have way more time on my hands, which allow me to set faster times, and then I always have the ability to be consistent close to my PBs. The thing that before I didn't have was time, of course. So I didn't have as much time to push my PBs. So then my consistency was a bit lower compared to now. So yeah, I guess being full time is a huge factor, of course, um, for me and for my teammate, because I can also help my teammate learn faster if he has less time than me. So yeah, I guess that's the huge difference compared to last season for me.
Mm-hmm. When it comes to training, because I think I've heard Virtual say that on the broadcast, like small rumor that you guys were practicing agility dash more because you wanted to catch players that were complaining about it off guard. Is it true or is it not?
Uh, Now, we didn't practice agility dash more.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we had that small line, of course, on the map with the snow. So
Yeah.
we didn't know who had it as well. But it turned out that a lot of teams had it as well, like
Yeah.
3 or 4.
Couple of them. Yeah.
I mean, we couldn't know exactly because since we were the first match, the others had time to learn it if they wanted to. So I mean, we know that Mime and Elcon had it because they used it against us. But we basically practiced all the maps for the same amount of time. We wanted to be ready on all the maps. We didn't want to have like we practiced the 10 maps. We have a good pace on the 10 maps, and like it's always a strategic ban that we're doing. It was just a coincidence that we banned the same map against ITB and Solary. Um, and like we are already on the 10 maps. We didn't want to come into the steps with our permanent ban because that's basically like a disadvantage. Like you can't choose your ban depending on the team. So we practiced everything for the same amount of time. We had days where we worked on our weaknesses, where we felt like a bit slower. So you push on these maps, but we also didn't forget about doing days where we practiced our strength, because like all that matters is that you win 4 maps at the end of the day. You need to win 4 maps. So if you're like basically unbeatable on 4 maps, you're gonna win every match. So like we did a bit of everything to be ready on the 10 maps.
And you definitely looked unbeatable on at least one map. I think there were more, but at least one map that you already spilled the beans. That is your best, and it was quite apparent, as you also said. It's of course back and forth. Why do you think you perform much better than any other player on this map?
I don't know. I don't know if our PBs are like that much in front of everyone or not. I have absolutely no idea. We just practiced the maps. We practiced every part of it, and I think the map is maybe more complex than we think at first sight. There are so many things to do to gain time, and I think the pace is not gonna go lower. Um, I don't think we will see lower than the 57.8 that I did. Maybe 57.7, but we won't see like 57.2, I guess. But I think the consistency of everyone is going to get closer to me. I guess now people know what to expect and will try. I mean, for those who want to play the map against us, they will try to get close to the low 58 consistency, while maybe some teams had the goal to have like maybe 58 or 58 mid consistency, while we had the goal to have 58 low with Aurel. So yeah, that was our best map, but that could have been with any map. We didn't know the pace of the others, so we set ourselves a pace like compared to our PB, and like let's just say that this map we had the best goal out of everyone, and that worked out pretty well.
Do you fear like that this map will start getting banned against you, or is that like not a problem?
I guess that would be logical. We're kinda getting prepared for it, and it's not gonna be like the biggest issue because we feel ready on on enough maps to still win the match without it. So like the other teams can do what they want.
When looking at the BDS duo, I feel like it has the biggest contrast between the players. You turned out to be the best player of week 1, while Aurel, I wouldn't call him the weakest player at all. Definitely not the weakest player in the league. But I feel like he either underperformed or just didn't get to warm up yet. How do you feel with your partner's performance during the Super Week?
I don't feel the same as everyone says, because when you look at the statistics, if you look at the placement into the matches, of course Aurel is like pretty low compared to me, who is really high. But like you have to take into account that we had 2 very close matches ending 4-2 and 4-3, and we played my Melcon, Carl Jr. and Pack, where you can almost say out of the first weekend, let's say that Pack, Mime, and myself were basically the fastest. Carl Jr. was also like maybe less consistent, but could do also very fast runs, and Elcon the same. So I guess like I don't want to do any rankings or anything, but
Mm-hmm.
I guess like we played two of the best teams of the league. I wouldn't be surprised if ITB and Solary ends either top 2 or in the top 3 with us or without us. It will depend on the rest of the season. But I think Aurel didn't play bad at all. He was always there to when it matters. So of course, I had the role of like the faster guy that needed
Mm-hmm.
like the first place or second place, which we didn't really talk about, but inside of us we knew that it was going to happen. Like I have maybe like the fast pace, but he has the consistency. So in a lot of rounds, I was battling in front with Mime Elcon was always with both of them because
Mm-hmm.
these guys are like sending it at the beginning of the round every time. So I was battling. Orel was maybe point 2, point 3 behind, but he was always there to capitalize on the mistakes.
Yes.
So we could avoid as much as possible for the aces because Orwell would capitalize for sure on one mistake. So if there is one mistake, we avoid the ace. Or if I'm in front of one of them, we avoid the ace as well. And in in most of the most important runs, he was the one actually clutching it. So
Mm-hmm.
let me explain. Like last run against ITB, we are like about to get aced and lose the map. Mime touches in the uphill. We are basically like equal to Mime. Elcon crashes in front. If we are staying like we are, Mime wins the round, Elcon is last, we do a draw, and it's not the end of the match. But at this moment, Aurel just full sends the identity while I'm just driving it like I know.
Mm-hmm.
And he actually clutches, get in front of Mime, and we win the match. So he clutches it here. And against Solary, I'm like point 2 in front. He's last into the reps identity, and he just full sends the identity, get past the two guys, and we get the ace. So I, I, I would say if I'm for sure if I'm not performing as fast as I'm doing, we will certainly lose the match. But if Aurel doesn't perform like he performed in this weekend,
Mm-hmm.
he doesn't win it. We don't win that match as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think he played bad. If we look at like the pace or like that graphic with the times that came out today,
Yeah, yeah.
Aurel is definitely not the slowest guy here. If we look at the placement, for sure he's like down in the bottom, but I don't think this statistic is very like is not the most important. So I don't think he underperformed.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we both trust each other. I'm sure if I have like a weaker match, he can always maybe up his game. He knows he can up his game. He was not playing his best game, so
Mm-hmm.
he's working on it. While I'm more into the keeping my pace now.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're confident with each other, and I'm really trying to not let these things that are being said on social medias get to his head, basically.
That's great to hear that you guys are like support to each
Yeah.
other, and you guys are keeping the morals high. That's great to hear. But you've said Solary and IDB probably top two teams. Do you feel like there is any challenge in the league for you after beating them this week, and is it just smooth sailing here on out?
Every match is going to be a challenge
Mm-hmm.
because you cannot base yourself on the pace that was being driven this weekend. You could do it from Saturday to Sunday, of course, to have an idea of how the players are driving. But for the next week, you can't because one more week of practice is huge. The pace is going to change throughout the season. Um, in my opinion, this weekend is our third biggest challenge again against G1. They showed that they can basically choke the first match, but they can play incredibly well as well, to have incredible pace, both of them. So like this is our biggest challenge again.
Mm-hmm.
For the rest of the season, we will have to see how the pace evolves. I guess the match against Sinners, we can like being the fourth match, we maybe will know what to expect from them, like based on their third match this weekend. And then after the match against Sinners, for the remaining 3 matches, I guess we will have an idea as well on the 3 teams, because after that much time of practice, after like 3 more weeks or like 2 more weeks of practice, I guess you will start to get to a point where you don't really improve and you need to settle with your pace. So yeah, we'll see after like 1 month or like 4 matches of play, or like of being driven in the league, what we can expect from them. I guess G1 is like the huge challenge again. If we come out with 3-0 against G1, we can start to have some high expectations for this season, I guess.
So, prediction for your match, you're winning.
We hope so. But it's gonna be a battle again. It's not gonna be a 4-0. So it's gonna. I guess we will have a long match once again.
All right then. Thank you very much for the interview. Do you have any short message for the fans?
Well, thank you to everyone supporting. Let it be on the Twitch streams, let it be on virtuals chat or spams chat or like Team BDS chat. I see some support everywhere on the social medias. I thank everyone for the credits they're giving to me. Don't forget, Aurel is part of the team as well, and I love the love that I'm getting, but I will love it even more if you're getting love to the team. So to both Aurel and myself, we are playing as a team, winning as a team, and losing as a team. So thank you to everyone.
And to all the viewers, you can find all the links to Affis socials in the description. Thank you very much for watching, and if you enjoyed, I invite you to leave a like and subscribe for more interviews in the future. Thank you very much.